Hello and welcome to Well-Led Schools, a brand new show that helps school leaders, aspiring leaders and wellbeing advocates to improve school culture and lead their school with wellbeing in mind. I'll be bringing you useful weekly bite-sized episodes that share practical ideas to improve staff wellbeing and culture at your school by putting people first, then pedagogy. I'm Adrienne Hornby, a health and wellbeing consultant for schools, and I work alongside school leaders and their staff to build and embed tailored staff wellbeing action plans. These plans nurture a positive school environment and address teacher burnout so that schools can improve their outcomes and performance. This first episode is all about the 6 powerful steps that you need to take to improve staff wellbeing at your school. We'll unpack the research-backed approach that I use with schools all across Australia. You need to stay tuned into this episode if you want to learn that step-by-step approach and to access a free gift from me to you. This episode is brought to you by my signature Well-Led Schools Partnership Program, a 12-month program which brings leaders and staff together to create a shared vision for their school and empowers them to create an action plan that leads to needle-moving changes in school culture and morale. Our books are currently full, with doors opening only once per term, so be sure to jump on the waitlist at adriennehornby.com.au/school-partnerships to find out when our books open next. So let's dive into today's first episode. The biggest mistake most school leaders are making is thinking staff wellbeing is about morning teas, after work drinks, and encouraging teacher self-care. While all helpful strategies, these alone are not enough to keep our staff's wellbeing in check and influence our school's culture at a deeper level. But I get it. Everyone says that encouraging our teachers to look after themselves and plugging in time to socialise will improve school culture. So it's easy to believe that this will help solve your staff wellbeing problems. But if this advice were true, every school who's had a social club or puts out a spread of biscuits every so often wouldn't have any teachers taking time off due to stress, and we'd be retaining our teachers over the long term. So we all know that this just isn't the case. In fact, if you keep holding on to that belief, it's likely that your grand plans for your school's improvement might implode as your teachers struggle to manage their mounting workload and edge closer and closer towards professional burnout. So, how do you actually improve teacher wellbeing in a way that doesn't come across as tokenistic to staff or really addresses their wellbeing needs at a deeper level? By following my 6 steps to becoming a well-led school, you'll transform your school's culture. This framework includes elements of positive psychology, current educational leadership research, and the recommendations from Australian leading wellbeing organisations like Beyond Blue, BU, and the Black Dog Institute. You'll be hearing more about these approaches in upcoming episodes. So, without further ado, let's start exploring the steps. Step 1 is to scan your school. The first and most important step here is to review multiple staff wellbeing data sets, such as an anonymous staff wellbeing survey, the observations of the leadership team, school climate or satisfaction data, and of course, the voice from your staff. This vital step ensures that you involve everyone in a review of what's working at your school and what are the areas that need addressing. The scan helps the school to identify the leading workplace stresses for staff and the initiatives that staff feel would most benefit their wellbeing. Involving your staff and leaders in this review not only builds awareness and perspective, but it builds the foundations for trust, where the opinions, feedback, and voice of everyone is valued. Then from here, you can assess what emerged from your scan and identify your priority areas moving forward, because you can't do it all at once. Step 2 is to upskill and train the leaders and staff in effective ways to promote and improve staff wellbeing and school culture. Once you know where your school's priority areas lie, it's time to train leaders in practices that help them to understand and support the wellbeing needs of their staff, and then improve their leadership skills, particularly to lead during a time of complex change like right now. The school's leadership team is the glue that holds the teaching teams and staff together. So if they're not equipped with the relevant leadership approaches, skills, and personal attributes to promote that shared vision for improved school culture and wellbeing, and then support the mental health of staff that they lead, then all of the morning teas and after work drinks mean zilch. In addition to this, staff wellbeing is a joint responsibility. So staff need access to training and professional development opportunities too. Staff do have the right to come and work in an environment that prioritises their wellbeing, but they too must play their part in creating a positive school culture, which means taking the relevant steps to look after themselves and proactively contribute to a positive working environment. Step 3 is to craft a wellbeing action plan. Once you have those foundations in place, it's time to craft your wellbeing plan. This might be where you assemble a wellbeing team and you build an action plan which includes those research-backed strategies for staff wellbeing and an improvement in organisational culture, and they address those priority areas which are identified in your school scan. This plan brings together your co-created vision, your agreed upon responsibilities for leaders and staff, your improvement goals, and importantly, it maps out where you're headed over the next 12 months and which wellbeing and culture building initiatives you'll apply that are responsive to your school. From here, we step into step 4, build and manage the relationships of your staff and leadership team. Relationships are a strong influence on staff wellbeing and a positive school culture. Your action plan will need to outline meaningful ways to strengthen relationships. These opportunities need to extend beyond last-minute relationship building events and build a harmonious professional learning community where staff look after and out for one another. This might involve opportunities for improving communication, awareness of each other, team building, collaboration, coaching and mentoring, conflict management, just to name a few. We're almost there, guys. Step 5, implement wellbeing initiatives and create support systems for staff. Only once you've identified the workplace stresses most prevalent to your staff in your school and the initiatives that they feel would be the most impactful to their wellbeing, can you work to find and implement targeted and relevant ways to support staff mental health, build support systems, reduce stress, encourage resilience building, and promote psychological safety. These initiatives are best received when staff trust their leadership team and one another, which is why steps 1 to 4 really must come first if you want to make a big enough of a difference. And then we've reached step 6, which is to foster more engagement in the workplace. This step emphasises how essential it is for school leaders to find multiple evidence-based ways to actively engage their staff and ensure workplace satisfaction by utilising their strengths and interests, providing autonomy, distributing leadership, providing coaching and mentoring, developing their staff, providing feedback, recognition, and more. While engagement is the last step of this approach, it certainly is not the least important, nor should it be considered last. Increased workplace engagement leads to optimal performance and improved outcomes for teachers, students, and the community. Likewise, when staff feel like their wellbeing matters and steps are taken to promote and preserve it, their engagement increases. So both go hand in hand. So let me ask you, do you really want to keep spinning your wheels with actions that don't make much of a difference in your school and continue to struggle with rising staff burnout rates, impacted staff mental health, ongoing absenteeism, impacted interpersonal relationships, or constant worry about your people? Or do you want to get your school to a point where teachers are excited to tackle new initiatives and they have the energy and the capacity to meet your school's strategic goals in 2023 and beyond? I really encourage you to do things differently as you begin to think about next year and make 2023 your best and most successful school year yet with a diagnostic approach to your staff wellbeing needs. If you'd like to learn more about the 6 steps to becoming a well-led school, you can download a comprehensive and free PDF guide complete with the resources and plenty of ideas beyond what we've discussed today. You can download this now at adrianhornby.com.au/about-6-steps. If you're interested in having someone guide you through the 6-step process and deliver your own customized staff wellbeing action plan, don't forget about my signature school partnership program, Well Led Schools. This only opens once a term, so be sure to jump on that wait list to be notified of when doors open again and you can lead your school with wellbeing in mind. at adrianhornby.com.au/school-partnerships. Thank you so much for joining me for the very first episode of Well-Led Schools. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I look forward to catching up with you in the upcoming weeks. Thanks everyone, and stay well.